I'm sharing something with you guys that was written by a woman that wrote Women Who Run with Wolves. It's called We Were Made for These Times. I'll do my best. Here it goes. My friends, do not lose heart. We were made for these times. You know, I've heard from so many people recently who are just bewildered at everything. They're concerned about the state of the affairs in our world right now, and no wonder, because this is a time of almost daily astonishment and quite often righteous rage over the latest degradations of what matters most to civilized, visionary people. It's not surprising, but I'm asking you right now to hang in there, because even though you are definitely right in your assessments, the luster and the hubris some have aspired to while endorsing acts so heinous against children and animals and the planet and everyday people, the poor, the unguarded, the helpless, all that is just breathtaking. Yet I urge you, I ask you, please don't spend your spirit dry by bewailing these difficult times. Especially, don't lose hope. Most particularly because the fact is, we were made for these times. And by we, I mean if you're watching this, yeah, you. You see, for years we've been learning, practicing, we've been in training. We've been through so much to just meet on this exact plane of engagement, which feels like a plane we don't recognize. Look, I grew up on the Great Lakes, and I recognized a seaworthy vessel when I see one. Regarding awakened souls, there's never been more able vessels in the waters than there are right now across the world. And they're fully provisioned and able to signal one another as they've never ever been able to before in the history of humankind. Think about it. Look out over the prow. Look, there are millions of boats of righteous souls on the waters with you. Even though your veneers may shiver from every single wave in this stormy royal, I assure you, these timbers that compose your prow and rudder, guess what? They come from a greater forest. That long-grain lumber is known to withstand storms. In any dark time, there's a tendency to veer toward fainting over how much is wrong or unmended in the world. Do not focus on that. There's a tendency, too, to fall into being weakened by dwelling on what's outside of your reach, by what cannot yet be. Do not focus there. That's spending the wind without raising the sails. You see, right now in the world, we are needed, and that's all that we can know. And though we meet resistance, we more so will meet great souls who will hail us and love us and guide us, and we will know them when they appear. Didn't you say you were a believer? Didn't you say you pledged to listen to a voice greater? Didn't you ask for grace? Don't you remember that to be in grace means that you need to submit to the voice that's greater? You see, ours is not the task of fixing the entire world all at once, but instead of just stretching out to affect the part of the world that's actually within our reach. Any small, calm thing that one soul can do to help another soul, just to assist some portion of this poor, suffering world, it will help it immensely. It's not given to us to know which acts or by whom will cause the critical mass to actually tip toward an enduring good. What is needed for dramatic change is an accumulation of these acts, these good acts of adding to, adding more, just continuing. You see, we know it doesn't take every single person on earth to bring justice and peace, but only a small, determined group who won't give up during the first, the second, or the 100th gale. One of the most calming and powerful actions that you can do to intervene in any stormy landscape is to just stand up and show your soul. You see, a soul on deck shines gold in dark times. The light of that soul throws sparks It can send up flares. It builds signal fires. It causes proper matters to catch fire, to display the lantern of the soul in crazy, shadowy times like these, to be fierce and to show mercy towards others. Both are acts of immense bravery and, right now, the greatest necessity. You see, struggling souls catch light from other souls who are fully lit and willing to show it. If you would help to calm the tumultuous sea, this is one of the strongest things that you can ever do. I know something as you do, and it's that there can be no despair when you remember why you came to earth, when you remember who you serve and who sent you here. You see, the good words we say and these good deeds that we do, they're not ours. They're the words and the deeds of the one that actually brought us here. So in that spirit, I hope that for 2020 you write this on your wall. When a great ship is in harbor and moored, it's safe. Obviously, there can be no doubt about that, but that is not what great ships are for. Bisexuals. That was mine. Those were my words, not hers.
Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, you gave it away. This year, 7 from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
Today, you and me are on a sail. It was really smooth. It wasn't a fail. It just means that there was no wind. It ain't a sin. I tell you now, I love these dolphins because they come right up to us. And if you talk to them, you just might see all those little sounds are really just when they cuss. Yeah.
Last Christmas, I gave you my heart. The very next day, you gave it away. This year, 7 from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
Yo, is gonna have to say goodnight. Lynn came out and gave us some lights. I tell you, we got a new guy. Or is that just a lie? Oh. I gave you my heart
For the very next day,
the whitest rapper in the world. I just felt myself.
All the white
Yeah, where's Anybody? I'll Photoshop this in, like all of a sudden, like all the dolphins behind us.
Right.
Like 42. And then a fountain.